Hello everybody, welcome to TB10 Studios. My name is Jacob Krosh, and today I'm going to show you how to properly shoot and color grade Cinestyle by Technicolor. So Cinestyle is a Technicolor color profile for the Canon cameras. It is specifically designed only for Canon, and I have a Canon camera. I have a Canon EOS Rebel T3 and I use Cinestyle to do my color grading. It's a flat color profile and pretty much gives you more details in the highlights and in the shadows of your picture, and allows you to have a broader range in the post-production part. And so you can just mix match and mess with colors all you want. So that will definitely help with getting the cinematic tone. You can do the teal and orange, you can do a bunch of different combinations. But I'm here to show you how to properly shoot and edit it. So, the way you probably want to shoot it is you don't want to underexpose it. Rookies like me at the beginning underexposed their images, making their hair and since I have dark hair, too dark, and bringing the shadows very low, which actually ended up making the shadows noisier, especially when you realize you need to bring it up in post-production to get the look you were wanting, which really just downgraded the image. And you can see that in the first few shots of Nachos, the short film that I recently posted on TB10 Studios. You can see the fact that I clearly underexposed it, and I tried bringing up the exposure in post-production, and it had that large noise. Because I originally filmed it at 640, at ISO 640, where I should have properly exposed it and filmed it at an ISO of 1250, which I did later in the film. Since I didn't have any on-set lights, I was just using natural light coming in from the skylight in my kitchen and the two windows by my living room and my dining room. What you want to do to get the proper, Cinestyle exposure is to slightly overexpose it actually. You actually want to have less detail in the highlights and more detail in the shadows, because the shadows, personally, I think is more important to have more detail there. So I slightly overexpose it actually to get the look I'm wanting, because then I can bring down the midtones in post-production to get the proper cinematic look. So now that I've explained the process, now I'm going to show you how to do the post-production process. So let's hop over to the computer. Now I'm editing here in Adobe Premiere Pro. You can do this in DaVinci Resolve, Film Express, Shotcut, Lightworks, even After Effects, which, they use the same thing. But I'm using the free built-in color correction software, Lumetri Color. I realized I really love Lumetri, so let's just drop that effect onto our timeline, onto our main thing here. Whoa, my voice. So the first thing you want to do is make sure the white balance is properly set. Now I already preset the white balance, and I have nothing white to really properly set it on. Now I don't want to touch the tone, don't want to touch the exposure, don't want to do any of this. Because you can click auto and it'll try to auto choose it, but that's all wrong. No. I want to bring my temperature in just a little bit, just make it a little bit warmer. Nope, not that one. And bring it around 22-ish. And then I'm going to bring in the tints and make it a little bit more green, because I kind of like that more green look, the magenta look. And then, about -5 there. Get out of basic correction. I skip creative and curves and go straight to color wheels and match. And then I immediately bring down the mid-tones right about here. There you go, that's what I want. And then I'd bring up the shadows, and I'd bring up the highlights, and then drop the mid-tones a little bit more. That's what gets the cool and interesting image that you want. And then I go from that to creative, add a slight sharpen. I probably do like 30 to 35-ish. That is what you're filming. And then get out of creative and go to vignette, go to amount, and don't crank it up like that. I'm going to do -0.5. And there you go. That's how I color grade my, that's how I just do a basic color grading with the lights that I already have. So this is more of a color correction, a base color correction. Now I could mess with the wheels more and like add some more green and stuff into the shadows. I can do that, or make the shadows warmer. But I don't want to do any of that right now. I could add some yellow or red for the highlights and mess with it even more, but that's not what I want. So yeah, let's just fix that by. There you go. So let's just make a cut right here. Add quick wipe transition. So that makes pretty much the footage go from just a standard Cinestyle. So the footage will go from this to this. That's how you get a little bit more warmer cinematic feel for your image. And it looks a lot better.